It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
This is the morning show, and I'm Bob Rickenwald. This is Scooter.
Whoop, whoop.
Scott Callis.
How are you?
Just wonderful.
Another Monday?
Just wonderful.
But this is actual Monday.
It is actually Monday.
It is actually Monday. Is this a Monday to you? I know you got your days kind of...
Well, you know.
It is. They all flow together, right?
It is what it is.
You mow all weekend long?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Like
Time to start again.
You did like 9 yards in one day?
Yeah, Saturday.
Phew.
9 yards in 9 hours.
Hour a yard? Well, you got drive time.
Yeah, you got to see the size of these. I think at one location there's 3 yard, what I call yards total, but it's 6 acres.
Ooh. A lot of mowing.
Yeah, it's a busy day.
Keeps you out of trouble.
Yeah.
To a point.
Yeah, to a point. Unless you're late for dinner or
yeah, that's never a good thing.
Working longer than you'd planned, or
been there,
mm-hmm.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, it's okay. How about you?
It's a new week. I actually had a pretty relaxing weekend, all in all. We had a few things we need to get done, but
Popper had a birthday on Saturday.
He did. And my dad had a birthday on Saturday.
Amanda had a birthday on Sunday.
Yes, she did. Go ahead.
I'm a little put out.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
On Facebook.
Yes.
All these people are wishing your wife happy birthday.
Okay. I
fall in line and I wish her happy birthday.
Good job.
All these people get, oh, thank you so-and-so, thank you so-and-so, thank you so. What do I get?
Nothing.
Crickets.
I got to give her a hard time for that.
Mm-hmm. That's why when I sent you the message who was going to be on today, I said, for the record, I did wish your wife happy birthday. Though she didn't acknowledge it, I did wish her happy birthday.
She's probably watching this saying, oh, Lord.
Yeah. So, hard-boiled eggs for you.
There you go. Yeah, we had a lot of birthdays this weekend. We did.
Busy times. Today is my daughter-in-law Shelby's birthday.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, happy birthday to Shelby. Aunt B, as the kids call her. Aunt B.
Aunt B.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. Woo-hoo.
Charlie and Riley sang her happy birthday yesterday since they were all together at one time for a change, and they sang her happy birthday. And yeah, so April's a busy month for birthdays.
Apparently.
So, what else exciting for you? Anything?
Not a whole lot.
Just laid back.
Yeah, kind of getting a little breathing room now that the actual wrestling part of the season's over, and kind of get to catch my breath and catch up on a few things. And still doing some strength training a little bit, 3 days a week, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Kind of takes a little load off. Give me a little breathing room. Of course, you got wrestling banquet this weekend.
Oh, is that this weekend?
That's this weekend.
Probably ought to get prepared for that.
I'm pretty sure it's this week. Yeah, it's this weekend.
What time?
I believe it's at noon.
I believe you're wrong.
Did they move it again?
Well, according to the thing you sent me, it's 5.
I know, and I think it was initially.
If it's at noon, I can't come.
I believe it's at noon. I'll find out today.
Why would they move it to noon? That's so ignorant.
Because there was some other event thing going on, and some of the wrestlers had to be at that.
They have to miss it.
I will let you know. I will find out for sure.
Morning Prayer is brought to you by Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas. With all our respect, it's not just their motto, it's the way they do business. Renata Jenkins Byler and her staff all across the state in their 29 locations and one in Memphis, Tennessee, do a wonderful job in your time of grief and need. And now the morning prayer. Lord, we just thank you for the day that you've given us. Lord, we just praise you and love you for what you do for us in our lives. Lord, we just pray that you will lead, guide, and direct us and keep us safe, and please be with us as times are getting close to school being out. Graduation is just a few weeks away, and that'll put a whole new group of people into the workforce, or looking for work, or headed to college, or just give them direction, Lord, of the seniors that are graduating from all the area schools. Give them direction on what to do and how to do it. Lord, as always, we pray for our government from the federal level down to the state, down to the county, and into our local government as well. Please remind these people that they work for us. They don't work for themselves. It's supposed to be for the betterment of all mankind and not for the betterment of one man. And Lord, we just thank you and we appreciate what you do. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, with all our respect. If you don't know where Roller is here at Mountain Home, take a trip up Highway 5 North, just past Hospital Drive on the right-hand side. It's a big old American flag. Pull in there, go talk to them about pre-planning, mausoleums, cemetery services, cemetery plots, and funeral services, that is. If you don't know where the nearest Roller Funeral Home is to you, give them a call at 870-425-2161. Tell them where you live, and they'll tell you where the Roller is in your area. Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. And now we've got a quick word from Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty, Mountain Home. Be back in just a moment.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should have called the Z team.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for the weather and the dam reports, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, Century 21 Lee Mack Realty. 870-405-0793 is their phone number. Retiredtoarkansas.net is their website. If you go there, click on live views, this is what you see. Today it's a little froggy.
Yeah, the other camera's even worse.
Oh? You can just barely see the water in there.
I don't know if that's the water you're seeing.
Scooter, play with me here.
Okay,
you can just barely see the water.
Oh, yeah, way down in there.
Yeah, it's a little bit foggy, but what you would normally see is this right here. It's a beautiful shot from Marion County, Arkansas, back into Baxter County, Arkansas. City of Mountain Home's way off to your right. Downtown Carter is there at about the, let's see, that's 5 o'clock in the morning position, I would bet. Way off in the north is the state of Missouri, the Railroad Bridge backed up by the Trellis Bridge for the railroad track. City of Bull Shoals off to your left. The beautiful White River here in separating Marion County, Arkansas from Baxter County, Arkansas. This is what we call God's country. If you want to take a look to see what's available for sale here in this area, the Z Team has the full MLS listings on their website. That's retiredtoarkansas.net. Go there, click on MLS listings, see if there's anything there that tickles your fancy. If there is, give them a call at 870-405-0793 and let them help you with your realty needs. I'm going to go ahead and run through some temperatures while we're sitting here looking at this picture. In Mountain Home, it's 36. Harrison's 34. Batesville's 38. Yellville is 30. Marshall's 32, along with Salem and Mountain View. Calico Rock is 36. West Plains, Missouri is 32. Springfield and Poplar Bluff, Missouri are both at 36, and St. Louis, Missouri is at 31. Howdy doody that. Take a look at the radar. All right, stop right there. For the most part, it's just blinking.
The rain's off and on, guys. No.
Yeah. It's on, it's off, it's on, it's off.
That should load up the minute it hit.
For the state of Arkansas, I believe it's going to be clear mostly today. And now it's settled down just in time for me to zoom back in on it. All the rain that they've been saying that we're going to get is kind of shuffled off to the east. Some cold weather out there. We're going to zoom back into Arkansas. From Rogers to Blytheville, from Fayetteville to Jonesboro, Fort Smith over to Memphis, Conway to Little Rock, Hot Springs, Pine Bluff, Texarkana, Greenville, Mississippi, Not much happening in the state of Arkansas, so if you're traveling the great state, I think you're going to be in good shape for making your travels around. Let's zoom back out just a little bit. Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Mississippi, Alabama. A little bit of rain in the panhandle of Oklahoma and Texas. Headed this direction. I don't think it's supposed to hit here till Wednesday. Let's take a look at the watches and warnings. Well, I believe we're under a frost warning until 9 o'clock this morning. We're in a frost advisory right through the northern portion of Arkansas. Freeze warning into Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, parts of Kentucky. That's just cold. Just a little bit cold. Crazy. 7-day forecast. Frost warning until 9 o'clock this morning. Areas of frost and sunny, high of 65 today. Partly cloudy with a slight chance of showers, 10% chance, a low of 45. Tomorrow, 50% chance of showers, high of 59. Tomorrow night, 50% chance of showers, low of 44. Wednesday, 40% chance of rain, high of 62. 50% chance of rain on Wednesday night, low of 48. Thursday, 60% chance. It's going to be a rainy week, it looks like.
It is. Starting tomorrow, it looks like.
High of 61 degrees on Thursday, and mostly cloudy Thursday night. Let's look at Friday. 30% chance of rain, low around 45, but it's going to be high near 70. High near 70 on Friday during the day. Quite windy, though. Gusts near 15 miles an hour. Saturday is going to be high near 60, and Sunday 64 and sunny. So not a whole lot of sun until next Sunday. Pollen. Tree pollen high today, high tomorrow, moderate on Wednesday. Grass pollen moderate today, high tomorrow, moderate on Wednesday. No ragweed for the next 3 days. Lake level and dam reports brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 870-405-0793. Lake Norfolk is currently generating 1 with a lake level of 556.00, which is 4 feet above full pool of 552. Lake Bull Shoals currently generating 4 with a lake level of 667.12, which is 8.12 above full pool of 659. It's moving. You can tell if you've driven across Pigeon Creek or across one of the big bridges.
The water's up. I was out at the farm yesterday, and I had to drive across there off Push Mountain Road. Went across the river, and it was full. You couldn't see the
river's really,
there.
really full. But they've done a great job of bringing Norfolk back down.
Yeah.
Considering it's only 4 feet above full pool right now, which last week was 7 or 8, 9, 10. So it's looking pretty good. That's the lake levels and dam reports and the weather and all the updates brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty. 870-405-0793 is their phone number. RetiredArkansas.net is their website. These are realtors you can recommend to your friends. I always say they're busy, but never too busy to help you. Give them a call, 870-405-0793. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back with community news and happenings in just a moment.
Hi, Brett, Fritz, and Paisley here at Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road. We sell Ferris zero-turn mowers that have patented coil spring suspension. Mower Warehouse has the largest selection of Ferris zero-turn mowers in stock. 0% financing available. We buy, sell, trade new and used mowers. Mower Warehouse also services all brands of mowers. We offer free delivery. Come see us for all your mower needs. That's Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road in Mountain Home, where your business is appreciated.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for community news and happenings brought to you by Mower Warehouse here in Mountain Home. Buzzard Roost Cutoff and Highway 178, about a quarter mile off the bypass, either direction.
Doesn't matter either direction.
It don't matter. It's a quarter mile.
Quarter mile from anywhere.
From the bypass. And you'll know when you get there because there'll be mowers in the front, mowers in the back, mowers on the sides, mowers in the building, mowers up in the air.
They got them everywhere.
They got mowers everywhere. Parts, service.
They work on almost every brand out there. If you're looking for a part before you order online, stop by, see if they got it.
Be a good idea for you to check there before you go buying off Amazon, paying shipping and all that good stuff. They probably already have it right there. As far as community news goes, Gainesville School Board approves new baseball, softball complex and school activity or student activity center. It's going to be on the property across the street from the high school, what used to be the airport. They've made some land swaps. The city park in Gainesville is actually on school property, so I think they've made some land swap to make that trade and make that go on.
Awesome.
That's going to be pretty good. They currently play baseball and softball on some baseball fields that are north of the square that are owned by the Gainesville Lions Club. This would make it a school facility, and they'll have more parking, and they'll have baseball, softball right there in the same location. So that's pretty good. Pretty awesome for the city of Gainesville and for their city of Gainesville Bulldogs. That'd be pretty good. Baxter County Library celebrates National Library Week. That will be today through the 29th. And all kinds of things will be going on at the Donald W. Reynolds Baxter County Library. With that in mind, a new technical scholarship for Fulton County students at ASU Mountain Home for the fall of 2023. It's going to be a $1,000 scholarship that will be given out. Qualifying students will be interested in LPN, RN, automotive service repair, machining, welding, marine manufacturing, or mechatronics. The scholarship recipient must be a current year graduate of either Salem, Viola, or Mammoth Springs. So congratulations to Fulton County, and thank you ASU Mountain Home for bringing them into the scholarship fold. That's pretty good. Let's see what else we got here that we might want to talk about. Don't want to talk about that person going to jail or that one either. So we'll just leave that out. Flippin High School art students received top awards at the AYAA convention. That's pretty good. Adrian Benedict received second place in the Tempera Realistic and honorable mention in first year painting. Taylor Henley earned fourth place in oil pastels. Payne Musa received third place in watercolor, and Seti Akers got first place in acrylic abstract. How about that?
There you go.
Fun times over in the city of Flippin. Happenings, community happenings. You're cordially invited to the Mountain Home High School Career Academy's Fine Arts Festival, which will be tomorrow from 4:30 to 7:30 at the high school gym. Admission is free. It's the 9th through 12th grade art student. Their work will be displayed. And from the pictures that are on this little flyer, it looks like they do a really good job. Can you do that? Can you draw like that?
No.
Stick people don't qualify, huh? Hiram Shaddix Health and Rehab, Medicaid Awareness. Join Hiram Shaddix for community event on healthcare decision making, Medicaid benefits and requirements. It's April the 28th from 11 to 2 at 1100 Pine Tree Lane here in Mountain Home. The question and answer session starts at 12:30 with Arkansas Asset Protection Group. Lunch and beverages will be provided. Give them a call. Give Jennifer Begley a call at 870-404-2444 or Jordan Stevenson a call at 870-706-1797. Medicaid, Medicare, and all that stuff, that's a confusing bunch of stuff.
It is. And it's always changing.
Every year you've got to sign up for something new, and it's just crazy. Government at its finest. First Security Bank, 21st Annual Cotter Big Spring Park at Cotter Big Spring Park will be the Cotter Trout Festival, May the 6th from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Food vendors, arts, crafts, exhibits, kid fishing derby from 15 years old and 15 years old and younger. Golly. Arkansas Game and Fish Mobile Aquarium, poker run. The parade starts at 9:30. Beer garden from 5 to 9 with controlled access only. Duck races. DJ Peace will be there. There's a Supreme Riverboat and a trailer raffle going on. 5 tickets for $20 or $5 a piece. Duck race tickets are $1 each. 6 for $5, 25 for $20. Live entertainment. Katie Laney Project will be there from 10:30 to 12:30. Leslie Williams Band will be there from 1:30 to 3:30. and the Nick Reed Band will be there from 5 to 8:15. There's going to be a car show. There's going to be all kinds of stuff. You going?
I don't know. I might.
I might go too. Might be a good time. That's Community News and Happenings, brought to you by Moore Warehouse of Mountain Home, Highway 178 and Buzz Drew's Cutoff Road. Look for them. Mower in the air, you're there.
There you go. There you go. It's a good statement.
You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. We'll be back with Monday Morning Sports Update in just a moment.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Here we go.
SOLAR solar panels. SOLAR solar panels. Well, all you need to do is call the solar guys and smile and save money on the next sunrise. SOLAR solar panels.
Call the Solar Guys, your local solar experts. Find out how you can save money on the next sunrise.
SOLAR solar panels.
All you've ever wanted was a place to write your story. You hear it's not the right time to buy or sell a house, but really, the best time is when it's right for you. The real estate markets, they change, they go up, they go down. One thing that doesn't change is where you want to be in your life. The professionals you team up with will make your story happen. The Z Team are the professionals you need to hire for your next chapter. So call the Z Team at 870-405-0793, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East, retiredtoarkansas.net.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for Monday Morning Sports Update. Quite a few things going on this morning.
There's a lot on the list.
Lots on the list, yeah. Be a few high school track teams coming to Mountain Home to have their conference meet. It's the 1A2 conference meet, be held here at Mountain Home. Schools participating in that would be Norfolk, Timbo, Rural Special, Shirley, Greers Ferry West Side, Concord. That'll all start at 10 o'clock this morning here at Mountain Home. Mammoth Springs will be in Pocahontas at the 1A3 conference meet. Lead Hill and Omaha will take part in the 1A1 East conference meet at Harrison. We've got Coach Mitch Huskey here this morning with us. We're going to talk about what's going on in Mountain Home sports with him. So we're just going to buzz through some of this. Mountain Home baseball team got a couple wins on Saturday over West Plains and Branson. Congratulations to the Bombers for doing that. They had two games there at the McLean Park. The West Plains, Mountain Home beat West Plains 8-3, and they beat Branson 6-2. The West Plains beat Branson 6-2, and then Mountain Home wrapped up the day by beating Branson 13-6. So good for Mountain Home to get that done, because they've got a couple big conference games coming up this week. In fact, they have moved the softball game and the baseball game that was to be played at Greenbrier tomorrow. They've moved them today due to the threat of weather. So they're going to be taking the trip down to Greenbrier today to play those 2 conference games there. Russellville is going to be the site for Mountain Home Bomber Soccer today. Soccer teams will be headed out. The boys' JV match will start at 4 o'clock in Russellville. I believe they've moved those games all because of weather. And now it probably won't rain. That's just the way it works.
That's about how it goes.
That's just the way it works. They've had some changes in personnel. Coach Lindsay Larry has gone to be an assistant principal over at Pinkston, and Calvin Henry is now going to be the head junior high basketball coach. We'll talk to Coach Huskey about that here in just a little bit. But that's what we got right now. Again, it's exciting news for the city of Gainesville and the Gainesville Bulldogs getting a softball baseball complex getting built up there. That's going to be nice for them.
Yeah, that'll work out real well.
Now if they'll just work on getting football back, it'd be good.
It'd be nice.
It'd be really good. So, you got anything you want to add?
Think they have a field for it. But
they do, but I'm not sure what shape it's in anymore. It's been so long since I've been up there.
I know they needed a scoreboard and stuff a while back, but
yeah, I bet somebody would give them a scoreboard if they bring their program back.
You never know.
You just never know. That's the Monday Morning Sports Update. And we'll be back in just a moment with Coach Mitch Huskey from Mountain Home High School. He's the athletic director there. We'll be back with him in just a moment.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home at Letty's Bank.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. We've got Coach Mitch Huskey with us this morning, athletic director of Mountain Home. How are you, sir?
Doing good.
This is a busy time of year right now.
Absolutely. We got, different things going on with all of our spring sports, but we're also getting ready for the summer. Working next year's calendars, schedules for all of our sports, and kind of working on possible change in the future with our junior high conference schedule. So
Really? What kind of change are you looking at?
Well, a few years ago, we had the different schools, Batesville, Nettleton, Green County Tech, Paragould, some of those schools that were in it. Well, they didn't want to play on the football side, but they wanted to do all the other. So we ended up just kind of splitting off, and it was us, Marion, West Memphis, and Jonesboro. So not this coming year, but the year after, there's a high chance that we add all those schools and make a really big conference.
Make a big conference out of it. Well, that'd be good. It'd be good for the competition level, be good for the kids.
Yeah, and some of these that we're in right now might be good for basketball, not good for volleyball, or vice versa. And when you add those other schools, throw Valley View in that mix as well, you're going to play some high competition in every sport.
That'll make it a little bit different. Mountain Home Junior High 9th grade football's won that conference 2 years in a row, so it'll be a little bit of a change up for them. Yeah, and the football's still the iffy one if they will join. There's something about 5A schools in football that don't want to play 6A schools. Some of those schools don't want to play the Jonesboro schools, which wouldn't. They're split up into 2 teams. And so same thing with West Memphis. So we'll see what comes of that in the next couple of weeks. But just having a conference is huge. Last time you were here, we talked about the House Bill 1733, and they passed it. And that's the students being able to pick where they want to play sports. Do you think that's going to affect things much?
Maybe a little bit. Excuse me. The rule that they have put in is pretty much you could school choice. Originally, you could school choice in athletics up through 9th grade and be eligible to play wherever you school choice to. Now that extends through 12th grade. So I think you'll see some. I can't tell you it'll affect us. I'm sure we'll probably gain a few kids, might lose a few kids, who knows. But the one thing that I see, especially around the area, is we offer a lot more sports. And, a kid might be interested in wrestling that their school might not have, or swim, or tennis, or, the different sports that their schools might not have, could give them an opportunity to come here. But on the other side of that, you might have a kid that wants a smaller school setting, and we might lose a kid that goes to another school to participate. Either way, I'm for kids being where they want to be. And so with this new rule, it really don't affect us any.
I was in a conversation with a gentleman yesterday, and I said, well, you're asking me this question at the right time because I've got Coach Huskey coming on tomorrow. I said, he told me, he said, well, the way I read it is that a child could play football in Mountain Home and go run track somewhere else. I didn't read it that way.
Well, that's the way the bill was originally written.
Okay.
And that was something that the AAA had met with, whoever's involved with writing that bill, and they sat, and matter of fact, we had different ADs that went down there and talked to them with all the pluses and minuses to the bill. And that was one thing they did take away.
They did take
it away.
So, Sam, we're both right. You were right, in fact, that it was written that way originally, but that's not the way it would pass. So.
Right, and if that would have been the case, if that's the way it would have stayed, that'd have been terrible for everybody.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Because that would have killed school spirit. It would. There's nothing about that bill that I like, but they changed it, and it made it more like school choice is open, 7th through 12th now. So
and there's still a cutoff date for school choice.
There is still a cutoff date. Yeah, May 1st, I believe, is the date to that you have to have your paperwork filled out and turned in, and so yeah, it originally written that way, but not now.
Now, one thing I do understand, and I may be wrong, so you can correct me on it. Historically, if a student athlete's parents moved into the district when season had started, that child would not be eligible to play. But now that this bill changes that?
Well, no, a full physical move. Like I moved residents from one town to another. That kid is instantly eligible.
They are instantly eligible.
But say you come from a football school, if you played one game at that school, you can't play 2 sports same season. So a kid say they're, let's put Yellville, plays a football game at Yellville, their first varsity game. Then the next week they move to Mountain Home. That kid would not be eligible unless there's some kind of hardship that made that kid move here.
Okay. Well, I mean, if your parents moved from town to town, it would be a hardship to me.
Well, I mean, they give you a list on what they considered hardships or not. I've done probably 7, and 5 of them were granted. And so they have your list as what's considered a hardship.
I see. Mountain Home is hosting this 1A2 conference track meet. Does that happen very often?
We probably once, twice a year, they'll host, a couple conferences, track meets here. And matter of fact, we had one last week. And, they come in and park the buses just like you see at our track meet. And they start earlier. They usually start around 10 o'clock. And, my goal is I hope they finish by football practice. Well, if not, they need to finish, or I hope they finish by our soccer practice after school, which today it really don't matter because both those games, even our soccer was moved today.
Right, I saw that. So the schools that come here to use our facility, why do they do that? Like Norfolk didn't even have track.
Right. A lot of times it's because they don't have tracks at their facilities, or we might be the central location for everyone. And, I usually put that up to our track coach to make sure or make that decision if they, due to track availability, are we going to be here practicing or do we need it? And so Coach Chagnong is the one that made that decision, and we're having 2 of them here.
I noticed that there's times that the baseball, softball complex will be used by other schools as well.
Yeah, I mean, we even had a college game, softball game earlier this year, just because we're a central location for a few, and I think that's a good thing to have. We wish we'd get a few more baseball games here, and I think we can in the future. We've used our high school baseball, softball complex, mainly our baseball, for some state baseball tournaments. I believe Mammoth Springs.
Different classifications.
Different classifications. I believe Mammoth Springs used it one year when they hosted. Viola was another year. And I think Viola had to do more with the weather, that with their field being wet, and they came over and used it. So, we're just lucky to have facilities we have.
Yeah, great facilities, good location, atmosphere is good, nice turf, makes it nice.
Absolutely.
The track team had Bomber relays last week, and that turned out real well for the Bomber teams.
Yeah, and I'm not going to mention any names, but I know we had around 4 school records set, which was a big deal anytime you could have school records. We had some PRs to go along with it. And, we got conference coming up soon and state. And so talking to all of our track coaches, they expect big things out of our boys and girls in both of those events.
What else have we got going on this time of the year? We've got soccer's going on. Girls are struggling a little bit. Boys seem to be doing okay. Of course, they dropped a couple of games last week. Hopefully they'll get out of that today when they go down to Russellville. What else is happening? We've had volleyball tryouts for 7th grade.
Well, I will tell you, going back to the soccer girls, it took them a little while to figure it out, but probably the last 2 weeks they're playing well. You look at Siloam Springs. We hosted them here last week? Mm-hmm. And they're supposedly the best girls soccer team in the state in our classification.
Wow.
And we had them 2-2 at half. And so the last time we played them, I think it was like 5-0 at half. So those girls are making strides. The boys are, I think every year, and I don't care what sport, there's a little rough patch you go through. I think our boys are in that, and now they're going to, climb out of it and end the season on a good note and head into the state tournament.
Where would that be held at?
Oh, I knew you was going to ask me that. Don't mark this down, but I believe it's Hot Springs, Lakeside. That might not be right.
Could
Baseball,
be right.
softball's at, Marion. And then our track is at Lake Hamilton.
A lot of exciting things going on. You've had some personnel changes. We'll talk about those after the break. What are we looking forward to? We've got spring football starting.
Spring football, I'm trying to remember the dates. We'll start in May. You get 10 practices. And so he's got them split out, 2 a week. I believe he does that for 3 weeks. And then the last week, I believe we go pretty much 4 days that week to finish out. And the reason he schedules those late is kids that are in other sports, whether it be track, baseball, are able to get finished with their sport and then come on over and be able to participate in that.
Going to have a spring game. They'll call it the Gatorade Water Game. I believe that's on a Friday toward the end of May.
Yeah, it's the
29th maybe.
Something like that. Yeah, I believe that is correct. Whatever that Friday is. And, it's everybody, I talk around the weight room all the time talking to those coaches, and they're just itching to get ready. I'm like, just chill out for a little bit. It's coming.
Let's talk about that new weight room for a minute. What's your feedback on it?
I can tell you from all of our coaches, all of our kids, or anybody that's come in there and looked at it, it's been unbelievable. It's such a huge thing for us to be able to put multiple kids in there. When I say multiple kids, we couldn't even put 30 kids in there and build what the weight room that we did have. But bringing in this new equipment gives us a lot more different lifts that we could do, along with bringing in, I think I've said it before, we could fit 80 plus in there, getting with it now at once instead of bringing them in shifts. And so it's been a huge thing for our athletic department.
I know I've talked to several of the young players, sophomore, junior level players that are just proud and excited about it. And that's just on the football side. I imagine with everybody else using it as well, it's just a big thing for these kids.
Well, and in athletics, you're always trying to get bigger, faster, and stronger. And now we have the equipment to be able to take it to the next level.
Yeah, and to debunk one of the rumors that had went around for a long time, it was not a wasted fund. It was not wasted monies going to do this, because what it allowed the school to do was upgrade 2 other weight rooms as well. Am I right?
Absolutely. If you went up into our junior high weight room before we put some of our high school equipment up there.
Transformed it?
Transferred, whatever. We had 4 benches, 4 squats, and then, a couple mats for power clean. Well, you put our 8th and 9th grade, just talk about our football only, that's 100 kids. How much are you getting done, with pretty much 12, or actually, you probably go 8 stations because you couldn't do them all at once. But then there's a whole lot more that uses that weight room, other than, you throw your volleyball kids in, your basketball kids, your weight training classes. It was just, people don't know that we actually have weight training classes in the school, so it's more than just on the athletic, it's, the academic as well. But as far as the high school weight room, there's been so many, I've heard rumors here, hey, you spent $80,000 just to put a logo on our weights. Well, that's not correct. We wouldn't spend that much. Matter of fact, the weight equipment, excuse me, total was around $155,000. I'm not going to lie to you. We did have one company that bid out logoing our weights for around $75,000, $80,000. Absolutely not. We're not going to do that. And when you go in there, the weights are logoed, but the company did that for free. And so, anyway, there's a whole lot of stuff out there which is incorrect, and but all it takes is to come in and watch how many kids go through that weight room in a day or a week. You're talking close to 400 kids at the high school. It was money well spent.
Yeah, it's a program, the weight training classes as themselves is a program that's got nothing to do with a particular sport. And people don't understand that. They need to understand that there is a weight training class there for health and fitness, and it's for getting bigger, better, stronger. But a lot of those kids don't even play sports.
No, and why do you have PE growing up? And then you say weight training. It's to give our kids some kind of, experience for them to be able to have lifelong fitness. And so those kids are going in. We have multiple weight room or weight training classes, and so it's great going in there and seeing some kids that are non-athletes that's in there just learn how to stay fit for the rest of their life.
And do it safely.
Absolutely.
It's time for a quick break. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
The 10th annual Night with Your Knight and Father-Daughter Ball will be coming up April 21st and 22nd each night at the Shed in Mountain Home. Dads and daughters or mothers and sons date night, filled with dancing, dessert, a keepsake gift, and a limo ride. Don't miss an opportunity to make some memories. Tickets on sale now at mountainhomechristianacademy.com. That's the 10th annual Night with Your Knight and Father-Daughter Ball on April 21st and 22nd at the Shed in Mountain Home. Don't miss it.
You know, Harry, I think you were right. I hate to say it.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I think it is finally time for us to move out of this place. Someplace closer to the churches, doctors, someplace you don't have to mow a huge yard. It's time we downsize.
No, I've seen that hottest hotshot agent guy. He's got himself a bunch of listings.
Well, I talked to Grace, and she had some wonderful things to say about the Z Team.
Oh yeah, we've heard them on the radio. You know, I checked out the website at retiredarkansas.net the other day. Didn't really look like they had a lot of listings.
They don't have a lot of listings because they sell them.
Well, maybe it's time for us to call the Z Team. You know, Marge, I think maybe this time you were right.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Call the Z Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East Mountain Home. 870-405-0793.
Hi, Brett, Fritz, and Paisley here at Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road. We sell Ferris zero-turn mowers that have patented coil spring suspension. Mower Warehouse has the largest selection of Ferris zero-turn mowers in stock. 0% financing available. We buy, sell, trade new and used mowers. Mower Warehouse also services all brands of mowers. We offer free delivery. Come see us for all your mower needs. That's Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road in Mountain Home, where your business is appreciated.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's Monday Morning Sports. Mitch Huskey is our guest this morning. He's the athletic director for Mountain Home Public Schools. Coach, you've had some changes going on. Lindsay Larry is now going to be an assistant principal over at Pinkston, and Calvin Henry has moved up to head junior high basketball coach. What else you got happening with that?
We had Kel Thompson. He was our high school assistant track. He's moving over into 7th grade basketball, replacing Tyler Schrum. Another track position that we had open with the retirement of, Coach Perrill next year. Andy Allman's coming back in. He does our throwers, disc, and shot. And of course, you spoke about Calvin Henry taking over our junior high position. We probably interviewed 6-7 guys for that position, and he was the right fit for us, and he's been in the system. He knows it. In fact, he played for me, and so he is one that got that position, after we interviewed some strong candidates in that. And then, we're bringing in Colin Oxford to be his assistant.
Where's he been?
He actually graduated in December. He's actually back at Mountain Home. He's been a long-term sub in the district. And so glad to have him back at Mountain Home to assist Calvin in the basketball program. And then Lindsay Leonard. She's had her eye on administration for a few years now, and it just happened now was the right time for her.
Has there been a replacement name for her as the assistant basketball coach?
No, there hasn't. We'll be opening her position up, and so it'll be open in district for 5 days, and then we'll open it outside the district, and then the next board meeting, hopefully, we'll have that person to fill that spot.
Now, Noah Shagnon was the fill-in junior high girls coach at the end of the season as the previous coach had left. He has not been named the coach for this year. Who's the new coach for the junior high girls?
Jamie Rogers. We hired her not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before, or the board meeting before that. Jamie Rogers, she's currently at Cotter doing volleyball, but before she went to Cotter, she was head coach at 3 or 4 different high schools, most recent being Batesville Southside. And so she's going to be a great fit for our program. She knows the game. Matter of fact, she lives in the area. So we're excited for that hire as well.
Brings a lot of experience with her.
Oh, absolutely. And she, like I said, anytime that you get a junior high head coach that's been at, a head high school, that's just another plus to have. And so she's, and I've said this many times, that our junior high coaches, whether it be football or basketball, volleyball, that's very similar to being head coaches around at some of these area schools. I mean, you look at the time that they have to put in with the travel.
Mm-hmm.
We travel more than, the area schools just in junior high. So to have that experience, someone that's already been there and done that is huge.
We'll look forward a little bit toward football season. We're going to have a Gridiron Club. I'm sure they'll have the steak dinner and auction again like they have the last couple of years. Will we have Bomberfest this year?
We will have Bomberfest. The only difference this year is it's going to be the Friday before school starts. I believe that is August 11th. And we're going to be meeting here, to get all the details out in the next probably 2 or 3 weeks. But August 11th, I believe that school starts whatever that next Wednesday would be.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't work last year. We held it when Bomberfest, same day that we played benefit game, or we're going to be on the road that day.
Mm-hmm.
And with us playing 0 week now, and plus the benefit game, the best choice is we wish school had already started, and we're doing it on a Friday. It just doesn't work out that way right now. So be something new, having that Friday before school, but I think it'd be a good thing.
The schedule's been set. The benefit game will be at Jonesboro. The schedule set a tentative time at 6 o'clock start. Is that going to be, or do you know for sure?
I would say we're not real sure. I would say that the only problem with doing a 6 o'clock start during that time of year is the weather, the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Jonesboro's going, matter of fact, I think they've already named him, but they're going to have a new football coach. Coach Coleman's not there anymore. And so we'll be working with them, and it'll be 6 or 7.
Hopefully it'll be 7.
Hopefully.
Makes it a little bit easier for us that have to travel.
Yeah, and well, this year I believe we did 6 o'clock, and was kind of worried about it. It just turned out it worked out that day.
Then we'll turn around and go back that direction. The following week we'll play Nettleton at Nettleton. That should be a good game.
Should be. We had a really good junior high football team last year, and all I could hear people talking about was probably the only other one that they thought was as good as us was Nettleton's. And so, we didn't think we played as well as what we was capable of against Nettleton in high school this year. Mm-hmm. So we're expecting to have a better showing and get the season kicked off to get ready for that next week as well.
And then after Nettleton, you're looking at hosting the Harrison Goblins will come to Mountain Home.
Yes, and Coach Harry and myself are actually working on all of our stuff right now. You know, we always have a military night. We got a cancer support night and first responders night, and we're going to be putting those dates out. We should have that figured out by the end of this week.
I'm giving you plenty of warning for the Harrison ball game to be at home, folks. We need a huge crowd at that ball game. Marquees need to be marked. I'd like to see the marquees every week say something about wherever the Bombers happen to be playing.
That's something that I remember a few years ago, they did a contest, who had the best marquee going into game week or game day. That's something we might look at bringing back, get that going again.
Way back, before your time, Mitch, in the 70s, they used to do the buildings along the square, along Main Street. They'd have murals painted on their windows, and it would change week by week for whoever the Bombers happened to be playing in football that week. And the art club did it.
Oh, really?
The business owners just allowed them to come in, take off what was there, put up something new, and they did it every week, and something changed out every week.
That was before we had electricity. Is that when you just sang when you played?
Oh boy, that was cold.
Yeah. I couldn't resist.
No, we had electricity, Mitch, but Main Street was still dirt.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You had to tie up the horse and buggy.
Yeah, no, they're just a mule. Yeah, we left on Monday to get to a ball game on Fridays. The horses we had to break them every now and then. The 70s weren't that bad. But no, it was nice. We had a lot of school spirit brought by the business owners, and I see a lot of that coming back, which is exciting. I just like to have big crowds at football games.
Yeah, and the last so many years, I say so many, last 3 years, go back even farther than that, I felt like we've had really good, support for football programs, both junior high and high school. But that one's going to have a little extra. It's time for us to step up and get it done against them. So, and I think this is a year to get that ball rolling.
When you go over to Harrison the last couple of years, they've had that balloon fest going on at the same time. They got the balloons going up and down along the creek there. It's just an atmosphere that you can tell is exciting, and just to have that excitement at Bomber Stadium. It's fun for the townspeople, and it's fun for the student athletes and the students. The student section this past year has been tremendous. We talked about it in basketball, how much student support there is. In football, you've got that section roped off, and then they allow them to go on the track there on that one side. It's just good, and it's good to see school spirit coming back some.
Yeah, this year's student section, it doesn't matter what sport, has been tremendous, and that's the one thing that we're going to continue to work on. You come and you see those at your volleyball games, your football, and your basketball. Now we need to take it to the next step. We had a lot of home wrestling to get those students at those events as well. Your tennis matches, even the last few soccer games, we had a student section. I know Coach Kreiner has worked hard to get the student section at soccer games, so trying to get support all of our athletics.
Speaking of tennis, you've changed tennis coaches.
Yeah, Skylar King's going to replace Noah Chagnong in that, and so we're kind of been talking, trying to wait through soccer season to get Skylar going, because it's a pretty quick turnaround once soccer season's over. You start your tryouts and your practices, which we'll be, putting that out there in the next couple of weeks, because pretty much our tennis season starts before school starts.
Oh my goodness. That and golf start at the same time, right?
Yes. Yep.
Well, Coach, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us this morning, especially after your long trip to Texas.
Well, I appreciate you having me.
And we'll visit again before school's out. You've been watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll see you tomorrow.